on instead
The
of
complainant, the defendant's girlfriend, told the officers that the defendant and her got into an argument where the defendant was verbally abusive and threw things inside the home. The complainant told the defendant that she would call the police, and while doing so, the defendant took her phone and refused to give it back. The complainant ran to a neighbor's house and attempted to use the neighbor's phone to contact the police. The defendant then took that phone and hung it up. The defendant told the officers that he took the phone because he is currently on bond for a family violence case against a previous girlfriend.
okay. So there is probable cause to go forward with your case, Mr. Johnson. Let's do this. Let me read this to you. Okay, this is why the magistrate justified in making the bond, why they did. So it says here, defendant on bond for a pending AFM continuous charge in the 176 District Court involving a different complaining witness. Bond violation was filed in that cause 10/28/24 related to defendant's second GPS shutdown. This led to defendant's whereabouts to be unknown during that time. The first violation report was also related to GPS exclusionary zone violation. Defendant completed a deferred in 2020 on an AFM charge involving a different complaining witness. A violation report was filed in that case when defendant was arrested for a new felony offense. The allegations are that law enforcement officer was dispatched to a disturbance. Complaining witness claimed defendant was being verbally abusive and damaging items in residence. Defendant took complaining witness phone. She was contacting 911. Complaining witness ran to neighbor's residence to call 911. Defendant took neighbor's phone and hung up on 911. Defendant admitted taking complaining witness's phone because she was calling 911. Neighbor confirmed defendant hung up on 911. History of violence, threat of future violence raised numerous concerns from complaining witness's safety. Bond conditions motive entered. CCE that detention is necessary to meet a compelling government interest. That's why the bond is set at what it is.
He would like to address some of the violations. I have not discussed any of this with.
It's probably not a good idea because number one, we live stream, so the entire world sees what's going on. Number one. Number two, anything you say here, they can use it against you to prove guilt. Number three, you've not spoken with your lawyer because what you say when you think you are trying to help may in fact hurt your case. So that's why. It's probably not a good, at least until you've spoken with Antonio to see whether it's a good idea to say what you want to say.
With regards to the $20,000 bond, I believe that's excessive.
I agree with you, and I'm willing to go down, Antonio. It shows that bond was made in the felony case. Do you know what happened with that? Did he make another bond? Did they give him a PR bond on that? The bond was reinstated after all that.
The $10,000 bond?
They reinstated the bond. Yeah.
That's for something, Your Honor.
I don't know.
As far as what the court is going to have to decide here, the reduction, I would ask that the court take that into consideration. If the felony court has decided to reinstate.
Mr. Johnson, I want you to understand something and I want you to hear me clear. I will do everything in my power to protect the public in every single way, shape, form. I don't care who you are. I don't care what your explanation is. Jesus came down to tell you to do something. I don't care. If I find that you endanger my public, I will let loose on you and your bond. I don't care who you are, where you're going. But you better keep my county safe because if you don't, I will make your bond sky high. And I don't care what your explanation is. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
So, and I'm going to tell you now, I don't play like other judges. One violation report, it's enough for me to put you in there and make the bond so high you'll have hair falling out. Do you understand? I'll reduce your bond to 10,000 now, but you're to get a GPS monitor prior to your release. And if I find that you go anywhere near this person, I'm telling you now, I'm going to let loose. You're not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, and I'm going to test you like crazy because I want to know that you're not using. What do you do with yourself now in life? You work?
Yes, sir.
What do you do?
Construction.
Okay. Full-time job. When you have too much time on your hands, you become self-destructive. So within 10 days of your release, I want proof that you're actually working. And if you don't give me proof that you're working, then I'm going to put you back. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
You cannot believe how much I'm micromanaged, and I'm going to micromanage the hell out of this case to make sure that, number one, you're working. Number two, that you're safe to my public. And I don't care if you're kicking and screaming when you throw you back. I'm giving you now the opportunity to do what you need to do. But if you don't, I only have one place for you.
Judge, would you like a curfew on the GPS or any exclusion zones?
Yeah, the exclusion zone from the complaining witness in this case, and he's not to have any contact with her. 200 feet.
Yes, sir.
Okay, do you have any questions?
Does it affect the other GPS I had already? Is it going to be into one?
Yeah, you're only going to get one, and we'll tack on both so that if there are any violations, they'll know, and we will know at the same time. It's nonsensical to put two different ones on you. We'll just have one, but we kind of share the information so we know, and I'm going to have on our check-in it every couple of days to make sure that you're in compliance.
Okay, and
Because the minute you're out of compliance, I'm going to haul you back in here. And if you don't come, we just issue a warrant. And then if you thought 20,000 was bad, just wait. I have bonds now 50. I have one bond at 150. So, just be safe. That's all we ask. There are so many other fish in the sea. I don't understand how a woman can get into your skin so bad that you will want to live in a 6x9 box. Because I tell you what, if you were calm, cool, and collective, and when they try to bait you into this BS, whatever, you just turn and walk your happy butt the other way and just play it cool. Holy moly, you'll have such a different effect on these people. Just calm, cool, and collective. Don't let people spiral you out of control. I mean, you're wearing orange now. All your priors have but to do with one thing. And if you play it cool, I bet you none of that would happen. Really, that's what life's about. Play cool, get a good person, and move on. All right. Thanks.